First impressions are important, and on YouTube, one of the biggest first impressions is the thumbnail. It's a single small image that should tell everyone what your video is about in an instant before they scroll onto something they think is more interesting. Many YouTube creators will use Photoshop to design attractive thumbnails, but not everyone is a graphic designer that wants to spend money on a Creative Cloud subscription. If you are, then be sure to check out our other video about editing awesome eye-catching thumbnails in Photoshop. Otherwise, a great option to use is Canva. Canva is a free-to-use website that lets you design graphics of all kinds with no software. The whole thing runs in your browser. The best part is that Canva includes a ton of free templates and a simple drag-and-drop editor, so you can make great thumbnails without being a graphic designer. To start, just log into Canva or create an account. If you want to start with a blank canvas, click on Create a Design, then search and click on YouTube Thumbnail. This will create an image with the proper dimensions for a YouTube thumbnail. Canva will show you all the thumbnail templates you can choose from, and you're welcome to scroll through them until you see a layout that speaks to you. Don't get hung up on the imagery or the words or even the colors. This is just a starting point, and the easiest thing to do would be to replace the background image with one of your own and change the text to reflect the content of your video. Once you select a template, or open your blank canvas, you'll see a tab on the left side of the screen. The first one is just templates, which will allow you to look through more thumbnail ideas and pick something else to start off with. The next is photos, which lets you look through free-to-use photos that you can use as your background. We would suggest using a screenshot from your video, or at the very least, something that represents what happens in the video. The next tab is elements, which includes various image layouts and graphics that can spice up your images. Use lines and frames only when necessary to create emphasis, but don't overdo it. The next tab is text. Use this to add any more text to your image. Select the font and any style settings, like size. Canva also provides a lot of font combinations that feature a combination of 3 different fonts that all look good together, with a heading, subheading, and some body text. These combinations are usually better for posters and cards than for YouTube thumbnails because they have too much text for such a small image, but you may get some inspiration for certain fonts you'll want to use. When working on text for your thumbnail, keep it simple. Don't write a novel. Use a few words or a short phrase that quickly explains what the video is about. If you want to write something longer or more detailed, you can save that for your video title. The next tab we'll look at is background. This is great if you don't have a good screenshot to use for your thumbnail and rather just put text onto a nice background. These backgrounds are simple images, textures, and colors, none of which will interfere too much with text. Then you have the Uploads tab, which is where you would upload any of your own images that you may want to use in your thumbnail. This could include video screenshots or any logos that you'll want to use. Make sure your image is relatively high quality, at least as big as the thumbnail dimensions, which are 1280 by 720. Whenever you have an element like a shape, or a background, or text, you can click on the color option to change its color to anything you want, including some elements that have multiple parts that you can change. Overall, the key to using various design pieces like text backgrounds and Canva's built-in elements is to use them in a way that complement each other. While some aspects of design are learned over time, there are a few things that should be obvious if you follow your gut. Use a fancy looking font if your background is something elegant. Use a clean and easy to read font if your background is busy. Use Canva elements that fit your theme. The last thing you should do is look at your thumbnail and ask yourself if you would click on it. Even zoom out or step away from your screen so it's the size you might see it on a desktop or mobile device's YouTube app. Make sure text is readable and that images aren't confusing. The project is automatically saved on Canva so that you can reference it later. If you have a YouTube channel, keeping consistent branding will help you out a lot. Your subscribers can see a consistent look throughout all of your videos. Consider using a consistent font, consistent colors, or something else like consistent graphics and imagery to make it instantly recognizable. To save the image, click on the download button in the top right corner. This will save the image to your device, and you can upload it to YouTube when you post your video. Canva is a great way to make YouTube thumbnails if you don't want to use something like Photoshop. It's a great free tool with some cool premium features that you can pay for if you need them. Let us know in the comments if you use Canva for thumbnails or for anything else, and what other Canva tutorials you'd like to see here. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And if you're looking for professional LUTs, Lightroom desktop and mobile presets, Premiere Pro templates, and more photo and video education, visit FilterGrade.com today.